Day 15, When Strength Feels Thin. I'm Avery, and welcome to Daily Grace. This season, we are walking through a series called Trust, a steady return to God. Take a slow breath. Let your shoulders soften. If your day has already been heavy, you are allowed to pause here for a moment. You do not need to rush past anything. Just sit in the quiet of this space. Sometimes trust does not feel strong. Sometimes it feels thin, like a thread that could almost break. There are seasons when your heart is steady, and there are seasons when simply staying present feels like effort. You wake up, you move through the day, you carry what is in front of you, but inside, you may feel tired. Not defeated, just worn. Trust in these moments does not look bold. It does not feel confident or certain. Often it looks quiet, almost invisible. But that does not mean it is weak. Sometimes trust is simply the choice to stay, to remain present with God even when your strength feels small, to keep breathing, to keep walking slowly through the day, to keep your heart open even when it feels fragile. God does not measure trust by how strong you feel. He sees the quiet moments no one else notices, the moments when you continue to stand, the moments when you return to Him again. Even when your energy feels low, even when your thoughts are tired, even when your heart wishes things were easier. There is a gentle verse that speaks to this kind of season. Isaiah 40:29 says, He gives strength to the weary and increases the power of the weak. Notice the words in that promise, strength for the weary. Not for the ones who feel powerful, not for the ones who feel certain, but for the weary. For the ones who are walking slowly, for the ones who are carrying quiet weight. God's strength does not only meet us when we feel capable, it often meets us when we feel thin, when our energy has faded, when we wonder if we can keep going. He meets us there. Sometimes the strength He gives is not loud. It is not a sudden burst of courage. Sometimes it is simply enough to stay present, enough to keep breathing, enough to take the next step in front of you. There was a season once when I remember feeling exactly like that. Nothing dramatic had happened. Life had simply worn me down little by little. Responsibilities felt heavy. Decisions felt tiring. Even small tasks seemed to require more energy than usual. I remember one afternoon. The room was still. Sunlight moved slowly across the floor, and I realized something simple. I was still here, still breathing, still turning my thoughts toward God, even though I felt tired, even though my strength felt thin. Trust in that moment did not feel powerful, but it was still present. Sometimes trust is simply the quiet decision not to walk away, not to close your heart, not to rush past what you are feeling, just to stay and let God meet you in the middle of your tiredness. We often think trust must feel confident, but that is not always true. Trust can exist alongside weariness. Trust can exist while you are still healing. Trust can exist while your energy is low, because trust is not built by emotional strength. It is built by steady presence, by returning again, by remaining open. Even when your strength is small, if today feels like one of those days for you, that is okay. You do not have to prove anything. You do not have to push yourself to feel stronger than you are. God already sees you. He sees the quiet effort it takes to keep going. He sees the moments when you choose to stay present. and He is not disappointed by your tiredness. He is near to it. So today, let trust be simple. Let it be quiet. Let it be steady. Breathing, walking, continuing. Not because you feel strong, but because God is steady. And His steadiness does not depend on your energy. It does not fade when your strength feels thin. It does not disappear when your heart feels tired. God remains. And sometimes that is enough to hold you through the day. Even when trust feels like the smallest thread, you are still being carried. You are still being held. And the quiet trust you are practicing right now matters more than you know. Let yourself rest in that truth for a moment. Just stay here, present, held. May you move through this day gently. May you remember that trust does not have to rush. God is steady, and you are still being held. Until next time, this is Avery.